Okay guys, welcome back. Spawned another top 20 player. Right there at number 18, Lammergeier. I believe this guy is French, but I'm sorry, don't quote me on that. This guy, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not on the forums a lot these days, but Lammer, I believe, is part of that Come With A Plan task force that includes former global top 10 players, Gazerwood and Max 25, still holding on to that number 9 spot. So, kind of as a respect gesture to them, I'm gonna go ahead and show this one. And he is a top 20 player. He has a corner laser, but well, let me show you guys the base first, because it really is. You can tell this guy knows what he's doing, because in his layout, he really constructed it well. If you guys take a look at it, I don't know how many corner lasers you guys see, but if you know the path I usually take, which is to kind of blaze through until I get to this laser, flare over here to the extreme left side, and then come down through the shield gen, coming down through these this way on my way to the HQ. But you can see right there, boom mine, shock mine, another boom mine. He's pretty aware of the path that most TRM players will take. You even see there's a normally I'd flare right about to that boom mine. I actually had to change my flare direction just slightly. This is a guy who obviously has done his homework, obviously has been raided numerous times by TRM, and kind of knows how to position his defenses. You'll see in my attack log, I think I ended up losing like 11 tanks to this guy. And if you remember my last video against number 2 player, I'm come back, I lost 5 tanks. Yeah, there it is, 11 tanks. Now again, yeah, I'm not that skilled. I'm most likely doing this only because I have all 10 offensive boosted. I'd like to think I could have got away with this when I was rolling 8, but still yet 8 is double what any of the tippy top players in the world are running. And so, yeah, respect to Lammergeier. And again, I apologize if it's not French or if I'm saying your name wrong. Typical for me, going after the shock launcher and boom cannon, mostly so that they're not there as I approach the HQ for the kill. Complete left side deployment, and I'm going to use a little bit of a flare, which I found kind of worked well with I'm come back. Now this one didn't go so hot. I probably should have had a little bit more of a rifle delay, because it's best if the rifles only emerge from the tanks right when their boom cannons are in range. But you see here, these guys all line up, and then between that laser and that salvo of rockets, 2/3 of the rockets are already gone, and the boom cannons are only now getting to turn towards them. And you'll see here, once the boom cannons have range, all the rifles are gone. So if I ever spawn this guy again, I will know to release all 6 tanks first, followed by the medics, and then a couple seconds more waiting for the tanks. You'll see I have to throw some critters here just because these guys are getting just annihilated. Oh, I guess I must have already thrown them. At some point I did throw critters to distract that boom cannon. And, you know, critters, you know, the first batch not so much, but, you know, even though I have 3 GBE stashes, it's really a case of saving GBE. And, you know, the top players who are doing it just with a GBE masterpiece, you know, wicked mad respect to those guys. You see, I did end up hitting a that boom mine right there by that boulder. As you can see there, that shock mine means I can't really flare into that upper corner like I would like to, and so this cannon I think is going to pick off at least 1 tank. And then even here, I don't want to flare to the extreme right side wall, even though at some point I know I have to, so I avoid this cannon. So again, this guy just real good on his defensive base setup. I know that's one thing I didn't really do when I was pushing VP. You know, I set up a base. I was like, I'm getting intel every time. I'm getting some defense. But I didn't really put as much thought and effort into defense as clearly as someone like this did. If I ever push VP again, which 85% says I won't, but or anyone just out there watching this, you know, defense, there's a reason for a good defensive layout. Like I said, this guy with, let me just zoom out here. Is it 6? 6 boosted ice, so 1 less boosted ice than I'm come back or the #1 player in the world. And if you guys remember my last videos on #1 or I'm come back, only losing 5 or 6 tanks against those guys' layouts. So, you know, 1 less boosted ice and twice as many tanks lost really comes down to this guy having a quality, solid defensive layout. I thought about flaring to avoid the range of that cannon, putting them kind of right behind where this tree is here, where that tree, where it said, yeah, right there, but lost the tank, and that's what it is. Okay, guys, again, videos are probably not going to be many more coming, but I'm trying to keep my VP up here so I can continue to spawn these top 20 guys. Love to get #1 just one more time, because that last time I got him, I had that disconnect issue. Anyway, Spartans Elite, everyone else, I am out.